Continuing the practice run here in the Nintendo Entertainment System version of Silent Service. I'm trying to line the sub up here with the second of the scrap ships for another practice torpedo shot here. So I just brought this sub up to periscope depth. I'm going to slow it down in a bit and then turn. And it takes a long time to get lined up correctly. But as I've said before, I prefer this time scale to the DOS version, because the DOS version is so fast, it's not realistic, and it's actually hard to operate the sub realistically. So slowed it down there, left rudder, and this should line it up pretty well, I think. Give it a chance to get around here, which is probably realistic, that it would take a while to get it around. Alright, we're lined up, so I'll check the periscope again, and there's the scrap ship, and it's pretty close. It's under 3,000 yards, so I fire one torpedo here, put the periscope down and wait. As I said, discussing the DOS version, a moving map like this would not be part of one of the original subs. They didn't have GPS or anything like that at the time, although they could mathematically predict where they were. And they would listen for torpedo impacts, of course, and then check on the periscope to see what happened. And here, not much did happen except for damage to that ship, presumably. So I fire a second torpedo, and see what happens. Again, the realistic way, putting the periscope down and listening. So an explosion, and it's still not down, so third torpedo here. Somewhat luckily for me, I have not activated the dud torpedoes simulation, so each one of these should actually blow up if it actually hits. I'm actually going to watch this one go in. Probably not realistic, but we'll see what happens. So boom, and the ship goes down. So now, put the periscope down and I head north, the next scrap ship. Speed the sub up a little bit here. Still, 5 knots is quite slow. There were ships in the Civil War that could go faster than that, actually. Over here I'm trying to move the sub back a little bit so that I have a little bit more of a rudder approaching the other ship. Try to level it out at 200 feet here. Looks like we're more or less headed in the right direction. One of the things you have to note is when you have the control room view there, the game is paused. It's important to keep in mind. You can't wait from that position for it to go where it's supposed to go. That gauge there, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, is the depth under the keel, I think, but I So this is taking a while, but I'm going to turn my course to, or my heading to due north, 0, 0, 0. This is taking a really long time, but this was not unexpected. I knew that these scenarios, even the practice scenario, are time-consuming because the time scale is relatively realistic. Back in the day when this game was new, it was one of the only NES games I had, I would spend hours on this sometimes. Because obviously if you're going to do a full patrol and you're going to do this attack and that attack, each of them would take this long. And by the time I'm through with this will be over 30 minutes. So I had to split this into 4 parts to keep the videos down under 10 minutes. One advance that they put into Silent Service 2, the sequel to this, was that you could save games. And that certainly made sense because Silent Service 2 was even slower than this, even more realistic than this. And you could have a whole career, not just a patrol, but a career. So it was designed for long plays, which was the trend as the 90s progressed. So that we ended up where we are today. Now, as you just saw, my torpedo tubes are reloaded, because they do gradually reload. So I will have all 6 forward tubes ready when the sub finally lines up with the 3rd scrap ship up here. But I'm almost out of time on this video, because this is taking a very long time. I decided to leave everything in to show the scale of things, the time scale of things anyway. And I do in fact really like this game, even though it's very old and Silent Service 2 has come out since, and there have been a number of other attempts at this type of sub-simulator since, most notably Silent Hunter. It's still one of my favorite games as these things go. Playing with the zoom here. And we're almost ready to take the shot, but unfortunately we're running out of time, so that will be in the next video. So thanks for watching, and we're not done. Check out part 3 next.